Tony Cipollari here at Heritage Park for the Bent Not Broken Memorial, a tribute to the citizens of Cullman and Cullman County for bending but not breaking following the EF4 tornado on April 27, 2011. Dedicated April 27, 2013.
Well, first of all, we want to thank y'all for coming out today, and I want to give you a little idea about how this came about. You know, we were all affected in the state of Alabama, Cullman and Cullman County, on April the 27th of 2011. This beam came out of a building on 3rd Avenue. It was a bank building, and this is an I-beam out of the southwest corner of that building. Tom Charney came to me and he said, "Mayor, I think what would be a great idea, we could ask for that beam and we could make a monument to commemorate bent but not broken." And that was Johnny Cook's idea. And so you can see this plaque back here. We have it back here. And what we want to thank also is John Hunt allowed us to put this here in Heritage Park, because we had actually thought about different places to put it, and John Hunt agreed to it. And Rick Henry and the street department came up with this idea and the construction of this. It has a flagpole. That flagpole is lit. It has a light at night that will light up the beam and also the plaque. And so we're very proud of the work. And this is to commemorate all the citizens of Cullman and Cullman County for bending but not breaking from the EF4 tornado on April the 27th, 2011. And so you can see that we bounced back stronger than steel. This is after 2 years, and you can go downtown and you can see all of the development that has taken place, the redevelopment, the facade program that the council put in place. And so I think across the state of Alabama, we've made great strides from that eerie period. It was almost like in Cullman, after that storm, it was like Phoenix rising. Cullman actually began to boom, and we still feel that boom today. After that tornado, we had a concert on that Sunday night. We had casting crowns here. We had over 15,000 people. We continued to do things for the community. We had an air show that had been planned for a year. On May the 10th, we went ahead with that. We had one of the biggest concerts through Park and Rec, John Hunt, that we'd ever had here, Rock the South, last year on April the 27th, 2012. That's a concert that will continue, and it'll be here in Cullman. And so at this time, Mr. President, where is Garland? Garland is president of the City Council, so I would ask Garland to come up and say a few words.
I would just like to say, first of all, this memorial is really based on the people of Cullman and Cullman County, which is, I think everybody that's on this side would say, our greatest asset in this community. Not only did the people that are standing here today all pitch in together, and whether it's an idea and a slogan like Johnny, Tom's idea to bring the I-beam, John Hunt's allowed us to put it here, Rick Henry and his crew to build this. Everybody works together, and that's what is a blessing about the city and the county of Cullman. Not only are we working together, but the people in Cullman work together, and has made Cullman, because of the tornado, win a national award for the #1 small town in the nation to recover after a natural adversity this past year. And I'm just proud to be able to be part of it and watch it as people have from diverse backgrounds and different mindsets and different thoughts about how they have lived their life come together after this storm. And it's been a blessing to be able to stand here 2 years later approximately and be able to all of us come together and still holding hands and making the best of the situation that happened because of that tornado that day. So besides that, thank you for the opportunity to speak, but we're just proud to be here, and I'm glad that we're better than we were before that tornado happened April 27th, 2 years ago.
Council, anybody on council? Tom Charney, how did you come up with the idea?
Well, people kept on coming by City Hall, talking about the steel beam being bent, and I kept on driving by it, and it just struck me one day that, boy, that'd make a great memorial. Everybody's talking about it. What about the generations later in Cullman? They won't know about the tornado or the power it had. And I was down there about 10 minutes after the tornado hit, and the people of Cullman were already in the streets moving brick out of the street, moving debris out of the street. They were already rebuilding 10 minutes after that tornado hit. So just to see the resilience of the citizens of Cullman and what we've come so far within the last 2 years, this town is just the best town you can live in, and I'm proud of it. Thank you.
Mr. Henry?
I would just like to say that on behalf of myself and my department, I work with some of the greatest men and women in the entire state of Alabama, possibly the country. They are creative, they're technically astute. It is a pleasure getting to work here. And I want to thank Mike Jenkins and Scott Talley and all of our crew. We worked together to design this after they asked us to do it, and we think we did a pretty good job.
I think so also. To me, it's a form of art, yet it's also a memorial that we can look back and compliment the citizens of Cullman and Cullman County. We also want to thank Rob Cummings. He agreed to donate this to the city, and then the contractors, was it Britt that demolished that? Britt Demolition. We had to contact them because they bought the building to demolish it, and then they gave this beam to us. So we have a lot of folks to thank. We thank everyone in the county because this wasn't just a city thing. This was a county and a state thing. Thank y'all so much.
I'm Attorney Cipollari here with Bearcat News. So, Mr. Hunt, what was your part in this memorial today?
Very little on our part. That's all we did was with the City of Cullman Parks and Recreation is give them the location here at Heritage Park and promise them that they would have 2,000 to 3,000 people a day coming by here during the tournaments and during afternoon ball tournaments, leagues and stuff like that. So that's basically all the Parks and Recreation did. The city crews and did the most fantastic job.
So, how did you feel about the tornado, your personal experience?
You know, it affected everybody in our community, and being a Parks and Recreation, being able to jump in there and just being able to help. But, you know, it does show that our community is just able to overcome about anything. We've got great leadership in our mayor and our council, park board, city department heads. All of us had a job to do, and we jumped in there and did that. And I'm very proud of that. It's just great being part of the Parks and Recreation or the part of the City of Cullman Parks and Recreation Department.
Well, thank you, Mr. Hunt.
Thank you very much.
So, Mr. Henry, what was your part in this memorial?
Well, I'm the superintendent of the street department. And the mayor asked our department to design and construct this monument back here, and we did. The City of Cullman is extremely fortunate to have the men and women who work here to not only be talented creatively, but also they have the technical skills they have. So it's a pretty interesting piece, by the way. The bottom of this thing is buried 13 feet in the ground, encased in concrete, so it's never going to move. And that beam was about 33 feet long total, and it's solid steel. We estimate the weight of that to be between 3,000 and 5,000 pounds. So you can imagine the amount of force at the top that took to bend that thing. And then where the plaque is, that plaque stand there was built out of the beam as well. So that's everything inside there, as far as the plaque stand and the beam itself, are all from that building over on 4th Avenue. 3rd Avenue.
So, was there anyone part of the crew that had a personal experience through the tornado?
It's just so simple yet.
I don't recall. We had people who live in Cullman who were spared any tornado damage as far as I know. I don't think any of our employees had that.
Is there any personal from you?
Did I have any personal damage?
Yes.
No.
Through the tornado.
But it was a great opportunity for us to contribute something, and we're just so fortunate the mayor here asked us to do it. We're very proud of it, and I think we did great. I'd like to say that everybody on my crew, in our office, everybody had a part in this. Everybody from our secretaries right on down. No one can create something by themselves. It's a collective effort, community, and they're all proud of it.
So, Mr. Mayor, what's your thoughts about today on this memorial?
Well, it's a very special day. We had actually planned to do it on Saturday, which was April the 27th, and that would have been 2 years from the tornado, but we were fearful of rain, and we wanted to make sure that everyone could see it and get it on TV and photography, and you can see the beauty of this. And it's very simplistic, but it's God-made. You know, the monument was created on April the 27th, 2011, when the EF4 tornado hit through here. The people bent, but they didn't fold. And so it's bent but not broken. And I think that you can go to a lot of communities today and you can see artwork like this. So to me, I classify it as artwork. And the stand that the granite's in, well, that's a part of that beam also. The street department took and formed it and cut it and then built it to where that monument would be at a 45-degree angle. And this will, you know, it's not just for the city of Cullman. This tornado happened to Cullman, Cullman County, and the state of Alabama. So it's a monument to just actually show the people how resilient and how tough the people of the state of Alabama are. We're not losers in the state of Alabama. Since I've been mayor, we've won 4 national championships. So we're not losers.
Also, who came up with the slogan, bend but not broken?
When Rick brought this design to me, we wanted something to put on the plaque, on the granite. So I sent out an email to everyone on the council, and I said, I need your input to help the wording. They knew it was the beam. And so the council, Johnny Cook, came up and he said, bent but not broken. And then I said, dedicated to the people of the city of Cullman and Cullman County for bending but not breaking from the EF4 tornado. So like Rick said, everything is a united effort. We're all in this together. This is not a one-man show. It's not about me. It's about this community. It's about the council working together with each community in the county as well as the county commission.
How do you feel the community came up after the tornado?
Oh, it was remarkable. I mean, they pitched in. We had no idea that the federal government was coming here to help us with the Corps of Engineers or FEMA. And so our citizens, as well as all the city employees, pitched in that afternoon at 3 o'clock after that tornado hit and started clearing the streets. We worked for 15 straight days, making sure that people had ways to move around and be mobile, and safety. Safety is always our #1 issue, public safety. We never want to see a citizen hurt or a city employee.
Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank y'all. Y'all keep up the good work, gentlemen. Appreciate it.